Can a leopard change its spots? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with Supersize Your Business. And what does change have to do with supersizing and growing your business is really the question here. This is one of the idioms that comes from the Bible. We're talking about spiritual or spirit-related idioms for this month, the segment on spiritual well-being, to coincide with the annual challenge this year that is to do one thing every day that improves us. Now, I found the research for this idiom really, really interesting because change and challenges are one of my personal favorite topics on the planet. Why? Because I personally have had to undergo and deal with so much change and so many challenges in my life, both my personal life as well as my career, my business life, etc. But this idiom comes from the Bible. It comes from Jeremiah 13:23, where he says, can an Ethiopian change his skin? Can a leopard change his spots? And of course, the answer is no. We cannot change, I don't believe, the color of our skin, and we cannot change, a leopard cannot change its spots. A tiger can't change its stripes. A zebra can't change its stripes. Things in nature are inherently a certain way. Now, but does this apply to people? I personally think that each and every one of us have to ask ourselves our beliefs about other people and our own ability to change when it comes to building and growing our business. Chances are you didn't come out of the womb running a business, so you've obviously changed a lot, right? All of us do. There's 4 types of changes that occur most often when it comes to running our business: is mission changes, strategic changes, operational changes, and technological changes. And there's stages to change and ways to change and all kinds of information's available on how to change and how to make change more palatable and easy for people. But the question is, if you believe people really don't change and that they are who they are, and I think at a core value level and at a nature basic individual animal and our real nature level, there are things about us that we do not choose to change. And I'm purposefully saying do not choose to change because I believe that there's anything that we want in our life to actually change, we have the ability to do that. We see examples of that all the time, right? Examples of kids that were raised in broken homes or in really traumatic situations that go on to become super successful in life and in different areas and aspects of their life. And we see just the opposite. Privileged children that grew up with every advantage that end up committing suicide, being drug addicts, etc. So I don't think it's just environmental. I think there's some nature, there's some nurture, there's some environmental, there's all different things that impact us. All of our experiences have an impact on us. And so to me, I think it's important that as we're bringing people and individuals into our businesses, we're understanding that there are certain things that can change. To me, you are either motivated or you're not. And you're always intrinsically motivated. We're always, as human beings, motivated from within. There are a lot of people, a lot of business owners, a lot of businesses that believe still that people are externally motivated. And I think that we're externally motivated to a certain point, but beyond that point, we aren't, right? There've been so many studies and so many tests done about, money. When you pay people more money, they're motivated, but more money is only motivating people up to a certain point of performance. And it varies from person to person, which is what makes this whole topic complicated. Now, I thought it was interesting. I looked up and found supposedly the 10 hardest things for us to change in our life. And from 10 to 1, it was time zones, brands, email addresses, last name, relationships, banks. As a business owner, I would say accountants and banks, but accountants are even harder to change than banks. Zip code, careers, hearts and minds, and then number 1 was changing yourself. Now, I don't know. Is it really the hardest to change ourselves? Because we have 100% control over changing ourselves. I think we're most resistant to change ourselves, but it's actually not only the hardest thing to do for most people, but it's also the easiest thing to do because we get to decide and choose and control every bit and aspect of our life if we so choose. Now, we don't have to choose, and I think it's the people that don't choose that believe it's the hardest to change ourselves. So can a leopard change his spots? I would agree. No, it cannot. But I do believe that as human beings, we have the unique ability and the opportunity to change and become and morph and be and do and have whatever we want. So curious what you think about this. Have you heard this expression? Have you used this expression? I'm sure I've definitely heard this expression, and I probably used it as well. I think we talked about a wolf in sheep's clothing yesterday, and when we're talking about toxic people, a lot of times it seems like toxic personalities or people that are evil, it's not that they can't change or don't have the ability to change. It's that they don't want to because they don't think that there's anything wrong with the way they're behaving. And so if we don't think there's anything wrong with the way we're behaving, if we have no motivation or desire to change, then we're not going to change. And so from a business standpoint, I think we have to understand our own beliefs and our own feelings and toward change. And if what we believe, we will attract into our organization. So if we believe people can't change, we're going to attract a whole lot of people that actually struggle with and have a hard time changing. But if we decide to attract open-minded, flexible, ever-improving people, then we'll fill our organization with those type of folks as well. All right, have an awesome day. I will be with you tomorrow with another spiritual well-being related idiom. Have a terrific day.